Welcome, everybody, to Harvest Valley. We're going to be playing some Burning Wheel, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I decided.
It's always great. You guys are great.
We try.
Fantastic.
We try.
All right.
So, how have you all been? It's been a hot minute since we last met up.
Marv.
Marv,
I'm actually doing really good.
I'm good.
that's good to hear. It's good to hear.
Can't complain.
I've had like a roller coaster week, but I've also been really talented in dealing with my emotions. So that's like
Nice.
it's kind of turning into a good week because of
I'll
just, like,
take it.
really bad feelings and then just like judoing that, and it's really good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I went to go play Northwest this weekend, which was a huge amount of fun. I got to play some pretty cool games, and including I got in a game of Twilight Imperium, which I swear to all things that are holy, I will one day stream. Or possibly record and then do massive amounts of editing on, which is a gajillion times more work, but actually probably far more viewable. Um, so
Yeah,
that'll be the day.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I also got to play Swords Without Master, which was really fun. I see now what all the hype is about for sure. Um, and just hang out with a bunch of cool people. So I had a good time. Is
The
what
real
I'm trying to
question
say.
is, did you finish the game with Twilight Imperium?
Unfortunately, no. But I'm going to blame that on the fact that we are constantly interrupted because we're in a common area room by people coming by and being like, "Oh my God, is that Twilight Imperium? Oh my God, have you actually been playing that for the last 6 hours?" And we wound up calling it due to the time so that people could go get dinner.
So next time
And
you gotta like go talk to Eric, and whenever like his normal stream takes a break, they cut over to you guys playing Twilight Imperium, and you guys can be the official break screen for Go Play Northwest.
Oh, that would have been hilarious. We were like right next to them, but the camera wasn't facing our direction, so
Yeah,
Still
I guess he
really
didn't have enough cameras.
yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
But it
I'm
was a
curious,
very
how
good
big
time.
were the cameras they were using?
I think they were just the like Logitech C90s.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah,
Yeah, that works pretty well. All right, cool.
I think it was just the number of cameras that was lacking more than anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Uh,
bought like 3 of them to do my Dungeons and Dragons live from the
mm-hmm.
uh, live from the game store.
Yep.
I ended up sending one to my sister just so I could stream with her better. Chat with her better.
Amazing.
Nice.
Because the thing about webcams is people can use them.
She's like, "This is a really nice webcam. This is what we use at work." I'm like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good webcams. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was how my exciting week went. Um,
Amazing.
I'm glad everybody's been on the on the balance positive.
Yeah.
Should we all talk about things? Do we all talk about things now?
Do you have
Give it-
positive things, Sam?
I'm trying to think of things. I'm getting a Switch this week. I'm excited because I'm
Oh, yeah.
getting
Oh
a
yeah,
Switch on
nice, nice.
Friday. And so now I'll have Zelda to play.
Yay.
So I'm excited to play that.
Yeah, how much of that has been spoiled for you?
I mean, not like that. I mean, I don't like care that much about like the Zelda storyline.
Yeah, because like every time I watched the stream, they were just like in a forest killing some random
Exactly.
thing.
That's the thing is like I
So-
feel like I saw a bunch of like little pieces of like the different random quests, but it's not like I'm gonna just like randomly remember the solution to a puzzle.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like, or even like maybe I will, but it won't really matter because all of
It'll
those
feel
those-
like you figured it out.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I didn't like watch a ton of streams for that, and B, when I did, I feel like I was always just tuning into them like killing some random goblins or some shit or
Yeah.
cooking.
Or cooking, right?
So yeah, that'll be interesting. What else?
Yeah, I haven't played that game, but I understand cooking is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Hey, kitty. Or is that puppy?
Yeah.
What else?
It's Kitty. I need to make sure that she doesn't knock my camera off my monitor like she did last night in the middle of a stream.
Oh, Lord.
Oh no.
She was up here. She was just so excited to see me back.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't knit a mouse cover for your camera instead of you.
That would be pretty
So I
hilarious,
should
actually.
not do.
Well, she did it completely by accident is the thing. She just, like, turned around too close to my monitor and her butt hit it.
Yeah.
It, like, got caught on her tail and just kind of flipped off.
Nice. So what were you Googling, Sam?
I'm just everything. Just everything.
Everything.
What-
Fantastic.
I'm trying to think of other things that I did this week, but I really didn't like do that much since we talked. I did 4th of July stuff.
Nice. Nice. Was it 112 there too?
Not quite that hot, but pretty close.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, I didn't get invited to my cousin's fireworks party, which I'm pretty bummed out
What?
about.
That sucks.
I was like, well, maybe he's not doing it this year. And then fireworks appeared on Facebook, and I was like, what the heck, man?
What a jerk.
I mean, I always donate to the fireworks too, so I mean, it's not like it was freeloading. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out about it.
That sucks. We didn't do anything for 4th of July. Me and my lady just we just kind of had a really chill day because we both had the day off, and that was pretty rare. So we like went to the park with the dog and just sat in the shade and kicked a ball around for a few hours.
Nice.
And then we didn't go to any fireworks shows, but there was one going on in the park over our back fence, and one going on at the high school that's like a mile from our house. And also in between everywhere, there was like just a huge number of illegal fireworks that were going off. So there was just, as well as in our front yard, like our neighbors doing legal fireworks on the street level as well. It was just a huge amount of fireworks that we didn't have to go anywhere to see. And so we spent the evening after dark for like probably half an hour sitting in the hot tub, which was about the same temperature as the rest of the air. You know, but it was still comfortable. Just to watch the fireworks like come over the back fence. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Sounds amazing.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, and then we
Why
got
so
tired
much?
of sitting outside and fireworks and went to go to bed, and fireworks then continued for another 2.5 hours, where we could see them just like right outside our window without even having to try. And that was when it got a little bit annoying, but I managed to sleep through it anyway.
Do I sound like shit?
What? No?
Not really.
So fun.
It's using my headphones mic. My
You sound
wireless
fine.
headset mic.
Weird.
And it sounds fine to you guys?
Yeah, to my ear, it sounds the same as it usually does.
Like, all my other mics are muted. So let's try switching. How's this sound?
Sounds identical.
Exactly
It sounds like it
the
did
same.
not switch at all.
Oh wait, now
Yeah.
I can't hear anything.
Don't think anything changed.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think you actually switched anything.
Oh dear.
Oh, I see what's going on. But I was muted. Oh, I'm using the webcam mic. Alright, here we go. How's this sound?
Clearer.
it's
but
quieter.
quieter.
Alright. Fantastic.
So while that's going on, I'll talk about what I did this week. It wasn't too
Yeah.
much. I'm still working on my game, that sort of stuff. I'm exiting the phase where I'm deciding what changes I want to make, and entering the phase where I'm actually like making those changes to the sheets, which feels pretty good because there's a lot of stuff to do.
That's awesome. I'm excited to see your progress.
Yep. I'm really excited about these changes. There are a lot of them, and they're like almost all of them are like ones I can't like pass up on. They're all like really good and do a lot of work to make the game like make sense.
Uh-huh.
As two of you know, when we playtested that game a year and a half ago, that game did not make sense, but now it does.
It was still a lot of fun,
It was a lot of fun.
but did not make sense. That there's no denying that.
Yeah. I've seen the VODs. There's no excusing that.
No, it's still the only game where you get to build houses.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sounds like everybody's great.
Oh, I guess Sam built a house in Burning Wheel, so.
I built more than one house, didn't I? Hotels. I built a house and a hotel.
Yeah.
A hotel's kind of like a big house. Think about
If Monopoly has taught me anything, that's true.
it's like the level up.
What happens when you put too many houses in one place?
See, yeah, that's it.
See, but that's actually kind of like that's just an apartment building. That's like actually kind of accurate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns out it was a very good game. So,
Great.
as far as me, the only thing I really did was edit videos. So now I have my entire Noblest campaign on YouTube.
I saw that.
So now there's actually a whole campaign of that. So I'm pretty happy.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So it seems we have a wheel in front of us, and it's no longer damp from the storm, and it's nice and dry. So I think it's ready to be burned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's burn that wheel.
I'm not the host. You tell me what to do.
We have to read beliefs. That's what we have to do. Read your beliefs, Ned.
I believe that Ashlyn's faith in the harvest goddess is that of a city girl. I will teach her the old way. I believe that Dr. Donna could use some faith in her life. That we're both practical people, so I think I can get through to her. I need inspiration for my craft at the Solstice Festival. And last but not least, the fools of the town wanted to get themselves killed in the desert while delving a dungeon. I will take care of it so no one gets hurt.
Nice.
Except most likely me, given our historical with these dungeons.
Well, let me talk about my beliefs. They don't have anything to do with dungeons. Ned agreed to help me build a shelter for these animals on my farm, and we should ensure that it's built before the worst of the season sets in. The map we found in the clock is mysterious indeed. We haven't even touched on it for 2 episodes, but I'm sure that Ned would be interested in finding out what is beneath his train yards. And belief 3, my project for the festival will incorporate all of my crops from the past seasons that I've been saving. The variety will surely impress the judges.
Nice.
Adam, you're muted.
I know. I just said amazing. And my beliefs are, autumn's here. Well, now that's not true anymore. Now it doesn't make sense. It says,
Autumn's gone.
It says,
and so is my sister.
There we go. Perfect. Autumn's gone, and so is my sister. I've never had a pen pal before. I should take some time over the next month to write a letter to my sister and ask everyone I know for help writing it. My second belief is Ned's concoctions have piqued my interest. I don't think it's best that I pick up a drinking habit, but perhaps a moderate amount for experimentation for the festival and an evening's consumption couldn't hurt. And my third belief is the Solstice Festival will be here before we know it. I have to figure out what to present this year.
All right. I'm not really sure which beliefs to start with. So I'm going to start with a crisis.
Cool.
Did we hear Ashwin's beliefs? Oh yeah, we did.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did, right?
I'm off tonight. What is wrong with me?
It's the boycott.
Just need more caffeine.
Maybe, but it's too late for that.
It's never too late. So, I think
It's fine, Sam. You don't need sleep. You're young.
I think it's early morning, and Donna's just getting up for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes to the Weathercroft diner and orders her. What's it? Always start the
3
day
eggs,
with
2
3
pieces
eggs.
of buttered toast, and a cup of coffee.
So they make an order,
Mhm.
and you get 2 pieces of buttered toast and a cup of coffee.
Is Cleo my waitress?
Yes.
Cleo, what's... And I like clank, clank, clank the heavy diner plate, and I'm saying, there's no eggs here.
She hands you some honey, and she says, "I'm sorry, Donna, but I wasn't able to buy any. They were all sold out this week." All the people that are in Harvest Valley are buying all the eggs, and the prices are skyrocketing.
Here's where we go directly into Dr. Donna's mind, and she turns into a Homestuck character and is just like being electrocuted. Just at the lack of eggs.
Yeah, there's no eggs.
Oh my gosh, what
That's
is
one
Dr.
of the-
Donna do about that?
That's one of the
She
few
offers
things that
you-
Ashlyn cannot provide for you.
It's true. Because you have no chickens.
No chickens.
I have to... So... I have to find someone who does have chickens and maybe go on a quest to acquire 3 eggs.
So Cleo tells you, most people in Harvest Valley have a chicken or two, but there's nobody that really raises them. I mean, Esteban had a few, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where Ashlyn sent them.
So I should probably do villager wise to find out who has chickens.
Okay. Who has chickens?
I want to say Cleo has family members who have chickens.
Yeah.
Matilda has some
Oh.
connections to people who have chickens.
Okay.
And Anahita has chickens as well at home.
Okay. I feel like this is Ob's one to know who has chickens.
Secretly, the criteria of whom your lovers you choose is whether or not they have chickens.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why you're in love with them.
Yeah. Villager wise, that's where you are. Haha, found you.
If you
quite
fail, I guess they don't have chickens.
Sure. Which would make enough sense.
All right, they have chickens,
Okay, cool.
but do they have eggs?
Mm-hmm.
That's a different question.
Yeah. That's just gonna have to be what we find out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Dr. Donna even eats the toast yet because we have to complete the plate before we have breakfast.
So as you leave, Cleo is calling out, "You should eat your toast before it gets cold."
No, I'm
And
off
then
to
you
find eggs. I'll be right back.
then you go out into the cold of winter.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
All right.
Let's hit up Anahita first.
All right. Anahita is a librarian, right?
Yep.
So she normally gets up early to clean the library.
Mhm.
As I recall, you are not allowed in the library.
Sure. So I knock at the door and wait for people to come to me.
Right. Okay, you knock on the door, and it's really cold outside, and it starts to snow.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, when you got like a light covering of, light dusting of snow on you, Anahita opens the door,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got like a broom, and she's wearing like a dust apron, because she doesn't want the dust to get all over her.
For sure.
She's like, "Donna,
Honey, do you have... This is going to be a weird question, but do you have... I know you have chickens, but do you have any eggs?
well, not right now. We ate all the eggs for breakfast, but maybe they'll lay
Oh,
eggs
no.
soon." Why? Do you need eggs for medicine?
I'm contemplating whether she lies about it, but I don't think she does, actually. It doesn't seem like quite right for her. I think Donna says, "No, I just went to the diner and they didn't have any eggs, and I need eggs to have breakfast, so..."
Well, I really only have enough eggs for my family, but I don't have any right now. You'd have to wait until I laid some eggs.
Which is going to be like a day, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how often eggs are laid, but I
It's
think it takes some time.
It's like every 25 hours, I think.
Like, it seems like, yeah, it takes some time.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you won't have eggs today or tomorrow, right?
Possibly. I mean, there's some weird stuff where it's like they laid eggs sometime in the middle of the night, so then maybe like next night they'd lay an egg and then we'd have eggs. But, point is, we're not having eggs today.
Yeah. Are you happy with not eggs today?
I have to find a substitute. So maybe...
Just starve.
I need like protein. So maybe instead of that, I try to find beans. Because that's a good source of protein.
All right.
Eggs and beans are a very different taste profile.
They are.
The mayor likes beans.
Mm-hmm.
Can the mayor be... Who? What does the mayor look like? Have we met the mayor?
Yeah, he's like a really old guy who, he's got white hair and he talks funny. He's like the mayor from Stardew Valley, if you ever played that game.
If there was an actor for the mayor, what would it
be?
I'm picturing now like the mayor from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, but he's not an actor, right?
I know, but he's
But that's like that counts, I guess.
Let's make him Danny DeVito with a beard.
Oh, Danny DeVito's perfect for the mayor.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the mayor.
Yeah, okay.
Only
Maybe a little
like
bit
older,
skinnier. A little skinnier,
a little
older.
skinnier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling it.
Perfect. I'm gonna have to talk to the mayor after our last conversation where I was like, your festivals have no grace period. Gotta fix that. So I know the mayor likes beans. I am going to ask the mayor where he finds his. Because I imagine
Well,
he has good taste.
you see, every year I buy the best beans during the Bean Harvest Festival. And then I can the beans and I put them away in my bean cellar.
Well, I can only assume you have a marvelous family recipe. Could I pay you to try some of it?
Oh, you don't have to pay to have some of my wonderful bean casserole. Like, come in. Although, it's not really the same without eggs.
Oh no. Struck a very dissonant chord with Donna.
Is this one of those fetch quests from like a early 2000s JRPG where you have to like get each thing and then finally like once you've been all over like the map delivering different things to random NPCs you get them?
Yep.
It's more like the one where everywhere you go, every NPC wants eggs, and it doesn't unlock the next area until you get the eggs.
Have you seen that Pro CD clip?
No, what? No, I have not.
Oh man, I'll look it up and drop it in chat. Hold on.
Sweet. So the mayor takes you inside
Mm-hmm.
and takes you to the kitchen. He gets a little like chef hat on,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes you some bean casserole without eggs.
That's fine.
And you know, there's this ominous cloud hanging over the stove. Like, well, that's not right. Usually, it doesn't do that if I have eggs.
What the heck is going on here? Is what I want to know.
Can you discern realities in Burning Wheel?
Nope.
Oh.
I mean, you can. But like,
So, I mean, it
perception
depends
and
what
stuff.
kind of realities you're trying to discern.
Mhm. Is this a magical cloud or a?
I mean, you don't believe that it's magical.
Hey,
You're kind of
Oh.
skeptical about it being magical.
There must be a
get off
scientific
of
reason
my
behind
cloud.
this. This is a strange phenomena. I'm just like waiting for bean casserole so I can complete
Okay.
my breakfast.
He gets us a ladle and a earthen mug, and he ladles in some beans into the mug.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Donna's just like voraciously spoon mouth, spoon mouth, spoon mouth,
Okay.
so that she can get back to the diner as soon as possible. Thank you, Mayor.
You think this is actually tastes better than eggs?
Damn.
You feel energized,
Mm-hmm.
ready to go. Your belly is full. There's a
Mm-hmm.
solidness. Usually, like eggs are kind of like
Yeah.
they make you more energetic, but these make you strong.
Mm-hmm. Different proteins, turns out.
Yep.
Amazing.
Donna's kind of like Kirby. Depending on what she eats, she gets different powers.
Mhm.
Amazing. All right, let's see what's going on. Ashlyn. Yes, I think Ned is sleeping on your couch, right? So it's so early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You see it start to snow.
As it does.
And do you want to pursue any of your beliefs with Ned?
Yeah.
Or do you want
Okay.
Ned to do other things?
Yeah, I guess after I come in from like my early morning chores before breakfast, I'm gonna like stop at the couch where Ned is at and be like, Ned, I don't mean to wake you, but it's gonna be breakfast time, and I had a few questions for you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Well, and like then she like heads into the kitchen and just kind of still keeps talking, while she starts to prepare breakfast, which does not include eggs. Just to clarify.
Yeah, exactly.
But she doesn't care. That's not an important part of her breakfast. Everybody knows that tacos have the best like value for
Breakfast tacos?
energy restoration.
I could get down with a breakfast taco.
Breakfast tacos are my jam.
But usually those have eggs.
Exactly.
No, this one just has chorizo. It's fine.
Okay. Maybe some gravy. I could get down with that. Like gravy, a little chorizo, maybe some cheese wrapped up in a tortilla.
Yep.
Is
Yep.
it
I
a
could get
bean
down with
taco?
Maybe, but it would be
Or is
like it would be like black beans, not
What is cheese? What is cheese roll?
chorizo.
Really? Chorizo is
It's spicy sausage.
yeah, spicy sausage.
Oh,
It's like
that's
the
what they
reddish
call it.
sausage. It's good. I like chorizo.
Yeah.
I really don't know how to spell it.
CHORIZO, I believe.
That sounds right.
I'm getting like really weird pictures. Ah, wow! I never had this.
Weird.
It's actually a Harvest Valley staple. Harvest Valley chorizo sausage.
I mean, tree. Oh, I see it. I think it grind it up. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe I have it done. I say like this picture here, where it's like literally just mushrooms. I guess those were mushrooms.
That's weird. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so Ashlyn is just like talking over her shoulder as she starts to make breakfast to Ned, and she's like, "Well, it's pretty cold outside, and well, I was just thinking that we really ought to have something like a barn or something like that to make sure that the sheep don't freeze or light my crops on fire. One of those two things. I'm really worried about those sheep, okay? And you promised you'd help me, right? Well, maybe we could get started on that pretty soon.
All right. I mean, I want to point this out. I feel like you should probably know that you're not really supposed to start breaking ground on a construction project when it's already winter.
I don't know anything about construction projects, but we didn't get it finished before winter started, so
I mean,
we still...
I hear where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I mean, you asked me to break ground, and there's already been a frost. I mean, I get where you're coming from. You need a barn for your animals. I feel like you didn't quite think this one through.
Well, I I did ask you on the same day that Esteban went missing back in the middle of summer, and it just hasn't really happened, and Ned, you're. It's really funny that the most you ever said is to say no.
I didn't say no.
Well, then you'll do it?
Ashley, if you're gonna do this, you need to start thinking things through. You can't just be muddling about and then praying to God to get you out of trouble, make your farm work. It's not what this is all about. You can't just...
This isn't anything like that.
Seems to me you were messing about all summer, all during the harvest. Then comes the snow and you realize you have no place to put your animals. Now you gotta build a barn, and now it's gonna be more difficult, so what are you gonna do? It's gonna be hard, we're gonna have trouble, you're gonna end up praying to God. Maybe, hopefully, you get lucky. All of a sudden, magically constructed barn.
I don't think that's how it works. Like, I don't...
I feel like that's how it worked a lot of times so far.
I've never seen the harvest goddess build anything before.
I didn't mean that.
Ned, I feel like everyone encourages me to do everything, and then is disappointed when I can't do everything.
Have you considered saying no?
But these sheep, no one's gonna take care of them if I don't do it.
Like I said, I didn't say I wasn't going to help you, but I don't think you're really learning your lesson. Seems
So
like
my lesson is if I...
all sorts of messes, and then you just pray for help, and then you do whatever weird...
So Ashlyn's like takes a step back and she actually stomps her foot on the ground in a cute little stomp, and she's like, It's you who's not listening to me, Ned. I've been begging you for help with this for months. And now you're coming to me and saying that we should have started months ago? That's not my fault.
Should we have a duel of wits?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, duel of wits. So, do we have a page for this? We do have a page for this. Alright. Let's check it out. The Duel of Wits. Yeah.
Come on.
The
Okay.
obligatory Harvest Valley Duel of Wits air horns.
Alright, so how do I
Perfect.
make the cards appear like this? There's the Duel of Wits cards.
The last time we did this, we had a duel of wits against a literal god.
Yeah.
And we won.
Yeah.
So how does this work? Right. So I guess we gotta decide who you guys both have to make statements of purpose first, right? And that gives me time to read the rules.
First, we need to decide what happens if the other person wins, and then we come up with a pithy way of saying that for our statement of purpose,
Okay.
and then we go from there.
If Ashlyn wins, Ned will shut up and immediately help her and apologize for blaming her for not getting this project started sooner.
Apologize?
That's right.
That has never apologized.
I know, right?
This game has never apologized.
Yep.
Oh shit. High stakes.
So Ned wants.
But then again, to be fair, I don't know if Ned's ever been wrong before.
I don't think he's wrong now.
Oh, he's definitely wrong now.
So, here's what Ned wants.
Okay.
Ned wants Ashlyn to admit that she just bumbles around town, not really knowing what she's doing, and then expects her friends and God to get her out of trouble, even though she has no actual understanding of what the God actually is about.
Well, she believes that she knows what the God is all about.
But that's the point of this, is you
Yeah.
have to admit you don't.
Right. Okay.
But the whole thing is, like, chances are neither of us are gonna get either of these things, because, like, that just wreck the other person. You know?
Yeah.
Which you may actually be able to do, because I don't have any skills for talking to people, but, you know, it's cool.
Any good duel wits needs an audience. So,
Uncle Bish.
yeah, I think Uncle Bish makes you guys take the argument outside because you're being too loud. So, a bunch of the tourists come to watch the argument.
Oh God, that's even worse.
But I'm just imagining the volume level is in perspective to what the house is usually like, and now that there's an argument, it's just like, and then like very short statements, and then Uncle Bish is like, take it outside.
Yeah, you
Wow.
guys
That's
actually.
gonna be the challenge of this, is, like, doing a duel of wits, but only saying, like, 2 or 3 things at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you've already said more things right now about anything. Okay.
No, the longest speech he ever made was definitely in regards to skinning the elk.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So-
you actually wake up Rachel with your arguing.
Oh.
And I think that's why Uncle Bish tells you guys to get outside. And
Yeah.
like Quiet is confused because it's not quiet.
Mhm.
And
Oh, jeez. What did I do?
so the two of you go outside. Like, you guys are pushed outside into this newly falling snow. Like, what are you guys wearing?
Ashlyn's wearing basically, I mean, what she would wear outside to, like, farm. So,
I'm really tempted to just say Ned's naked, but that makes no sense.
I mean, you just
Ned's probably, like, half-dressed. He's got, like, one boot on. He's got a sock on the foot that doesn't have a boot, but not on the one that does. He's got, like, pants but no belt, so he, like, keeps having to, like, hike his pants up halfway through every one of his statements. And he's got, like, his, like undershirt, maybe like a flannel, but not his, like, big, like, heavy jacket that he normally wears. Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
nice.
I actually have to. Do we actually have to write? All right,
I
no,
think-
we did our statement of purpose, right?
Yeah, statement of purpose is that Ashlyn has to admit she doesn't know.
Whoa, that's way too big.
Yeah, this is enormous.
Ashlyn always gets in
Yeah, Ashlyn has to admit she
and
doesn't
expects.
understand her God, and Ned has to apologize.
now we gotta roll some body arguments,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen, and others.
So what do we roll for the body of argument?
Course, persuasion, interrogation, oratory.
Well, so here's the question: is this a big deal? I think it's worth making it a big deal just because we never ever use these rules, and we're gonna leave the rule set at the end of the month.
That's fair. I think so, because I and as you said earlier, Ned has never ever apologized, and so with that being the stakes, I think that is a big deal.
So big deal rules, I believe, means that we just take our will and add it to our relevant skill exponent.
Okay.
But I don't have a relevant skill, so I just have 4.
Uh-huh. What are the relevant skills again? What page is this on?
Let's get you the page number. That's a good idea.
391.
Okay. There it is.
See, this is going to
Okay.
be very different because the last time I did a Duel of Wits, I'm pretty sure I was playing either Aurelius or Vero, which are characters that just like make like these big grandiose speeches that like go on.
And also fork lie like a million times.
Aurelius never forked lie. I literally never used the falsehood skill, even though I had it. Well, actually, no, I did once when I was arguing with my sister, but that's like, come on.
Right. Okay.
I got
Course
the trait
persuasion,
where if you lose a duel
interrogation.
of wits, you get 1 last attack.
Tenacious.
Very good. Yeah,
OP.
it was very OP.
Persuasion, I think, is the one that I have. Poisonous
Yeah, so
platitudes.
course persuasion, interrogation, oratory persuasion, poisonous platitudes, rhetoric, or centaurus debate.
Yeah, persuasion's the only one I have. So that'll give me... it's plus my will.
Yes.
Okay, that'll give me a body of argument of 8.
Oh boy, that is not great for me.
Thing.
I'll give you an extra die in that because of your excellent description of being out in the snow.
Oh, nice. Alright, so I have 5.
Okay.
But with
Kinda
big
remember
deal, you don't roll. It says instead of rolling, add the will exponent to the skill
Yep.
exponent.
Right.
That's what we did.
Yeah, they're not
Okay,
roll.
Cool.
There's stuff about dice being talked about, and I was like, wait, hold on. Let's like just make
He said dice, but he really meant, like...
points.
So I
Yeah.
think we're ready to script the first volley, right?
Yeah, there's really
Yeah.
not any initiative in Duel of Wits, right?
No, it depends on what got flipped. So we flip one each round, one at a time, and what you played will depend.
Okay. So how these? I don't know if you use these cards, but you just click choose, and then just click on a card, put in your hand.
I just you can just drag them out on the table too.
Just drag it out under the table. If you don't want to look at them. If you click on them, you can read them.
Alright, I'm ready.
I am super not.
Hold on. Maybe I shouldn't do this. This is a really weird thing to do. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's also very interesting because I've also never played Duel of Wits when I have literally no so like it makes scripting way more arbitrary because you're so much more constricted when you have like like you have to choose the ones that your skills work around well.
Yeah.
Whereas like this is just like, well, I'm rolling the same thing, so it's just kind of pure
Yeah.
rock, paper, scissors at this point.
Yeah, when I was playing Esteban, I definitely felt that way because I had like a few social skills like persuasion, falsehood. So like it kind of makes your choices for you, which is cool.
That's why I just take oratory all the time.
Mm-hmm. Or play into your instincts, so you can get art theft.
Yeah, totally.
And
So I feel like depending on how this argument goes, the Taurus could be like inclined to believe or not believe in the harvest goddess. But what did they believe or not believe based on Ned's evidence? Are you bringing up the old ways or anything? Is that your plan? I guess we'll just have to wait and see what your arguments are like.
I mean, I think whether or not, like, I mean, the thing is, me mentioning the old way is not necessarily like Ned's not really the type of teacher that's gonna be like, hey, here is this. It's just gonna be like,
right.
He's gonna like tell you a bunch of stuff, and then if you like know all that stuff, then you know the thing.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like, you're not like, here's another way. You're like, here's the truth.
Basically, it's like he doesn't have doctrine, right? So it's like, if you would ask, like, for example, if this conversation went a different way, and Kelsey was like, Ashlyn's gonna go to Ned and she's gonna ask him, Ned, what do you think about the Harvest Goddess?
what are all these cards over here?
Teach me about the Harvest Goddess. He wouldn't like go take her to read scripture. He would just like take her out to a field, like a meadow, and just like sit there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not an explicit. He doesn't really speak or teach or do really anything when it comes to interpersonal interaction in an explicit fashion. It's almost entirely implicit.
Okay, and we're going from top to bottom, right? Right.
Right, top to bottom.
Okay, I did it.
Alright, let's flip the first card.
Alrighty, flip and flip. Shoot, what's
First volley.
Hey.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not. Oh, that is good for me. Yes.
Darn. Okay. Let's see. How does this play out? Where's that little chart? It says Insight versus a... What did you do? Avoid is a versus test. If obfuscate successes are not reduced to 0, then the incoming attack wins and takes effect. Avoid never suffers.
Basically, yeah, I picked block, but I get to roll with will and don't have to take a double op penalty. Whereas if I was doing anything else, I'm rolling will, but I have to take double op penalty against.
Okay,
and
great.
The vulnerability there is that if she had played dismiss instead of incite, then she would just overwhelm me. So I think you go first.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. It should say. Usually it says who goes first.
I don't know, but I feel like the insight player has to
Sure.
actually say something inciting.
Ned, after all of our time together, I thought you were my friend. And then you come and try to make me feel guilty for things that aren't even my fault. And you say you're gonna help me, but you don't. And you're such a... You're a bad friend. That's the most inciting that Ashlyn gets.
So Ned's avoid is... Alright.
You're just like, yes, I'm a bad friend.
Okay.
Alright, roll it off.
The expression and the way he said that is less, okay, yes I am, and alright, I know you think that.
Right. Okay. So,
I'll just roll first, and then you do your whole forky thing. I don't have any of that fanciness. Wait, I have Arthur, right?
Probably.
Holy cow, I have 7 persona.
What?
You starring it up or something?
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, we only have...
You are very behind in this duel with, so...
We only have a
It's gonna be
couple
interesting.
episodes left, so I better start spending some of this. So I will... Actually, I'm going to save it because I scripted pretty well, so I'm going to use 1 here. And I still rolled 0 successes. Excellent.
Oh no.
Fantastic.
Do you have any traits that can let you reroll that?
I'm pretty sure I don't have any traits about speaking.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't
Oh.
circle somebody in.
I mean, I would have had to do that before the duel started.
Yeah.
To, like, duel her for me.
I don't think you can circle people in a duel with.
Okay. Really the only thing I can, kind of work in here, I think it's gonna be, like, farming-wise, because I...
Like, farming is definitely the skill for planning how to run a farm.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is you're saying, well, I had the plan, and we didn't follow the plan. It's not my fault.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
farming totally would apply here.
Okay. Would farming and farming-wise both apply, or just one?
I wrote earlier that you could only
Okay.
use one of them.
I couldn't remember. I don't think anything else really fits in there. At this point. So I'll take my 1 fork and just hope I roll better. Base obstacle 0. I got 1 success.
1 success.
And it was a 6. I could re-roll it. You know what? I will re-roll it. I have so much Arthur right now. It's disgusting. Yeah. Okay. So, now you must make a steel test. If you hesitate, you miss your next action.
Correct. So yeah, basically if I hesitate... Wait, do I just miss the next action? I think I miss as many actions as I hesitate. Or is it... It's just...
No, it just says the next act.
Failure margin of failure is added as advantage to the opponent's next test.
No, that...
So that's where the margin of failure...
No. That was if I fail the insight. The insight.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Let me look at insight more.
If you hesitate, you miss your next action. That's all it says.
Yeah, there's no...
It's just...
only for my stats.
You either do or don't.
Okay, Okay, cool. So, steel test. My steel is 4. My hesitation is 6. And I do not succeed. Yeah, cool. That's great.
Yep.
So this next card goes away.
Disgusting.
Would you like to stand and drool, pray, scream?
I think it's the equivalent of just standing and drooling. He's just like sort of standing there.
He's like, all right.
I always like seeing Helen
That
pray.
becomes a gift.
Single tear.
Single tear.
Oh, yeah, it's literally just like the okay thing.
Yeah.
One Punch Man. Okay.
You're a bad friend. Okay.
No, you bad friend.
All right. Now I make my point. I take on a lot because this town needs a lot, and not everybody's willing to step up. And for a long time, I thought you were one of the people that would step up with me and help this town. And now I see all you care about is your brewery. And I feel that you've been really, since Estefan's been gone, you haven't really been my friend. Not like before. And to have to come to you now and beg for your help when you took time off to go and help Estefan, and more than once. But now you've got your trains and your brewery and more money than we can even spend. But are you happy?
Damn.
Alright.
That's one hell of a point.
So I'm gonna roll persuasion. I'd like to call on farming again.
I feel like farming was not relevant at all to that argument. That argument was entirely
No, you're right.
about you being a bad friend.
You are a bad friend. All right.
You made
I got nothing about being a bad friend.
Friendship-wise.
I don't. I really should though. Okay. Yeah, I'll just roll it. I'll just roll it straight.
This is where you just roll all 6s.
Well,
2,
you
but
just
they're
get
both
power.
6s. They're both 6s. We're gonna roll this again.
Oh my gosh.
That shuts you right down.
Yes, I lose.
That shuts you right
Wow.
down.
That is harrowing.
Uh,
So
That
that's that.
That is a one-sided victory, which I don't see too often.
no. Yeah, it's pretty rare.
Come on. That's
Dang.
crazy.
Damn.
That's out of control.
Got wrecked. Got riggedy wrecked, y'all.
That's what you get for being a bad friend.
Think about how different, because if you had failed that if I had rolled even 2 successes, I would have gotten a point against you and
Mm-hmm.
had advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And so we both would have hit each other. So I still would have been out. So it's interesting. to
But
see,
you would,
know,
I would have had to make some concessions.
Right. So it's always interesting to see how one roll can really change.
Yeah.
Now, one thing, I did check the rules, and for insight, persuasion is not a skill that you use for insight, but Ned rolled a 0 anyway, so there's no difference because
What?
No, there is actually a huge
Oh, is there?
difference. Because if you don't have an insight skill, she got 0 successes.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Because
You're saying you
persuasion,
can't use persuasion
is
for
not an
insight?
appropriate skill for insight.
Is that
It's
true?
not one of those.
It's forced persuasion.
You need
Oh shoot!
if you're playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Ooh, I didn't catch that.
ooh.
That actually is a huge difference.
That does make a difference. That actually does. You're right. I apologize.
Dang.
But it doesn't matter. So you still would have gotten off a point. So I would get my point off, and
Yeah.
and so I have a chance to do damage to you. All right, that seems reasonable.
If you'd like to do that, I think that's fair, because you're right. I totally misread that.
It's up to you, I think, because we kind of moved past it. So I mean, I don't want to be like.
I mean, not really. We haven't done any role playing. We just remove stuff from the board.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll roll a point. So Ned played point. So I'm gonna be using the persuasion skill. Having my successes, and what Ned says is, "What are you talking about? I always help you." That's it. It's the whole thing.
Okay.
And it's not wrong. It literally every other time you've ever asked me to help you with anything, not even a question. And this time you didn't even say no. You just said it's kind of
You
annoying.
made
that
it
you're
sound
asking."
a lot like a no,
Yeah.
even if it wasn't a no.
That's not wrong.
It wasn't a no, but it was a like a.
It was a
You gotta
once
kiss
you.
my butt first.
I'm gonna spend 3 Artha.
Oh.
Sure.
Oof.
Watch you still roll 0 successes.
I'm gonna laugh so hard. That would be like the most damn thing ever.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god! I'm re-rolling those.
You
Oh
have
my
3
God.
sixes.
Oh,
What are you guys
wow.
doing?
Okay.
Oh, you don't.
So I only knock you down by 3.
That's still
Still makes a big
significant.
difference. Still makes
Still significant. So I do need to make some concessions.
correct. So, I think you're gonna have to make a minor compromise or maybe a medium compromise.
It's always really hard for me to decide that.
Let's see.
Yeah. Because 3 and 4 are basically the same. It's pretty much always 3 or 4.
Sue.
It is. I don't think it's.
So it's half or thereabouts. I could take it either way. What do you?
I think it's probably less than half. I think. It's decidedly less than half, but do you think it's close enough to be thereabouts?
Let's call it a minor compromise.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
Say 2 minor compromises.
Well, you owe your interlocutor a minor compromise, and you must grant him a small concession regarding your goal. You must a small concession regarding your goal, or agree to an additional minor condition that he puts forth.
Yeah, sounds good.
So. Ned will apologize,
Mm-hmm.
and he will he'll help you out, but trying to think here.
I've got a suggestion, and you don't have to take this,
Go for
but it's regarding your own beliefs and how even though it never came up during the argument about how you don't believe that I know about the Harvest Goddess. So what if the additional belief is I have to listen to you proselytize about the old ways?
Well, that's the thing is I want it to be something. So that's the thing is so I definitely want it to be something about like you learning about the Harvest Goddess, but listening to Ned proselytize is like totally not his way.
I feel like you could stop him anyway.
So I think
the compromise is something like you
Well-
have to admit you have doubts. Do you have any doubts?
no. Here's what it's gonna be. Is that because basically, so Ned's whole point is that she's not thinking things through, and she's just kind of bumbling into everything. And the whole point of the harvest is you have to prepare in the fall, and then you reap in the spring, reaping what you're sowing.
That's not how that works at all, but the seasons reversed.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, that's
Magical winter
When
growing
the
season.
sun rises in the west.
Yes,
everyone
okay.
knows that the sun, anyway, but so basically, Ashlyn needs to show that she's willing to put in the work, so she can't use her miracles until she can't use her miracles. She's got to complete her festival thing without using miracles.
All right, she'll agree to that.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Not like for any other stuff, but like when you're you're going after your festival belief, you can't use your miracles.
I'm on board with this.
Awesome.
All right. We cut back into standing on the porch, yelling at each other very quietly. And Ashlyn just kind of taps her foot, waiting for Ned to apologize for being a bad friend.
So Ned is like, I'm sorry. And then he walks off to go get wood.
She just kind of nods and sighs, and then like goes back into the house and like finishes making breakfast.
So I think some of the tourists offer to help Ned. They're like, I heard what you said, and I can really use some job. I know maybe you can't pay me, but is it okay if I sleep with the animals and keep warm?
Are they asking that of Ned or me?
Ned.
Why are they asking me? It's not my house.
They want to help you build. They don't know any better.
Ned's just not gonna respond.
They all stand
just
around
gonna-
confused.
He's just walking
There's
towards.
like 7 or 8.
He's just walking. Didn't I make a roll at some point so that we have like a bunch of extra wood for projects?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you got like wood up to the zoo.
Yeah, so I'm just like walking over to the pile of wood and like beginning to like lay out like the area where like draw out the area where I'm gonna build this and like basically start doing the first steps.
Didn't you just get done cutting down a grove of trees?
Yeah, that's what it's all. I already have wood, but I need to like start, doing stuff with it.
Alright.
Turning it from
Wanna make
logs into planks.
You want to make a carpentry roll, or what kind of roll you looking at?
I think maybe a architecture roll to like set up
Yeah.
a carpentry roll.
Okay, you want to do link test?
Sure.
Alright. Let's do it.
You get to do architecture stuff.
What kind of barn do you want to build?
What are my options?
You can build a barn for livestock, so it would have like feeders and everything. You could build a much bigger barn that would be colder, that you could contain livestock in, but it would really not be for that. Just be like for storing farm equipment, or maybe animals during the summer. You could build like some kind of crazy fantasy
No, he's keeping it.
tower.
He's just like.
It's
doing
where
this.
you got to build the slime castle so you can have the slimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's just gonna do the simple version.
simple barn. All right. And is it just gonna be for the sheep or?
It's gonna be whatever she asks for. That's what I'll do.
All right. What animals do we have that you kept, or do you still have all the animals?
I have all of the animals except the horses because Dr. Donna has those, which is like,
Okay.
I don't remember there being chickens. I remember it being sheep and goats.
I think we keep the horses on your property, but Dr. Donna comes over a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of the time.
So it's all the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about not have chickens.
Nope. It was sheep and goats and
I
horses.
thought you had other things too. But... All right, sheep, goats, and horses. So you're making a barn for large farm animals. Okay.
Cool.
So architecture. Bring it up. So many good skills. Yeah. Alright, so Obs 1. Wait, no. Yeah, a little bit. It's Obs 2. Obs 2. To build a farm.
I have
Not
a
a farm.
picture of what I imagine the barn to look like. Where should I add it? Should I
Yeah.
add it to our little map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me upload that picture properly.
It's gonna be larger than Gonlao.
It might be. Oh goodness, this is gonna be way too big.
How many gigabytes is this file?
A fraction of one, but it's megabytes for a JPEG, which is a little bit. Let's.
You can just link it, right?
Where? It might be big, but I can shrink it down probably. I imagine. It does not want to show up. Weird.
Did you figure it out yet?
I see what I'm doing wrong. I'm getting it out of the wrong folder.
So I think stakes for failure look like you don't properly shield the barn against the hunger of the sheeps.
Just to go with our Thomas Kincaid aesthetic.
Oh, nice.
Now there's stone on there, but in game terms it's made out of wood, and then for some reason when it's done, it has stone on it.
Yep.
Like it's game logic.
Yep.
Alright, so what's my architecture up?
Sorry, I mean, what's your skill at?
What's my op?
2.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. So I would like to fork.
Okay.
Tree-wise.
Yes.
And probably that's it.
Do you take anybody's help?
Does anyone have a skill to help architecture?
Not really. No.
You could probably fork in carpentry.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, 2 forks.
You don't accept the help from any of the townsfolk? Oh, you don't do it.
But they can't. Do they have architecture? Like, I don't know why they.
No,
would.
you're right. They would have, would they? Yeah. Architecture is a pretty rare skill.
So it's not enough to give me a.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think you equaled it.
Cool. That's fine, but at least so I lay a foundation, get everything ready, and then should we jump to someone else? Because it's gonna take a while to build a barn.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to Dr. Donna, I guess.
Yeah.
So you got your beans. So you got beliefs to follow. Do you want to investigate one of these beliefs?
Yes. Let me look which one I would like to pursue. I want to do more stuff so that I can tell Autumn about it. So I should probably go for one of the other beliefs first. Solstice Festival will be here before we know it, and I have to figure out what I want to present this year. So, maybe oh yeah, maybe I'm seeing a patient, and I have I'm coming back into my office with toast in my mouth. Someone needs my attention, so I'm back at my office now.
Okay. I think it's one of the. You know what? That's not one of them. Who are your love interests again?
Cleo, Matilda Rollins, and Anita the librarian. And Cleo's the waitress.
Oh,
Yeah,
Matilda.
Anahita's in the office because she got a paper cut.
Amazing.
Hey, it's a serious paper cut. It's like quarter of an inch deep. You ever got a really bad paper cut? That can happen.
Not that bad.
Yeah, they can happen.
Wow.
Like,
amazing.
it's
So
like a knife.
yeah, Donna's got buttered toast in her mouth, and Anahita, you're back.
Yeah, I was trying to flip through the pages, and the giant dictionary on the pedestal.
I think I remember that.
I was dusting the pages because it just lays open all the time, and I got this cut. It shows you this cut. It's got it's got a bunch of grime in it, because paper is very unsanitary. I don't know if you know that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Especially medieval paper that isn't made out of wood pulp. It's got animal fat and everything else in there.
Mm-hmm. Especially, I imagine we have some paper books, but
They are paper
this,
books, but
I mean wood pulp paper. I imagine we have some of them, but they're much newer, and this dictionary is hella old.
oh yeah, it's gotta be hella old.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful dictionary, but it gets dusty. It's not sanitary. Yeah, for sure.
All the kids are touching it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Because those are the people that need to learn the words the most. Yeah. So I go, woof. Sit right down. I'll get something to clean out your cut with.
Okay.
I want to get some alcohol to sanitize this.
I mean, you can get alcohol. Do you have alcohol, or do you gotta buy it?
I have to imagine I do. I'll leave that in your corner if I have to buy it or not.
Do you have equipment?
I am hoarding, and I have a moderate-sized business, and this is my business.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you don't really have it. I feel like, honestly, this is one of those skills that need tools to use, right?
mm-hmm.
You probably
Yep.
should just buy doctoring tools.
For sure.
And we'll pretend this is maintenance for your doctoring tools.
Yep.
Let me take a look here. I know where to look. We gotta look at So that's in the resources section. $366, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tools for academic skills. Tools for medicinal skills is OBS 4. I'll knock a
Mhm.
point off of that since I assume you have a lot of stuff already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you need an OBS 3 resources test.
Oop.
That is not going to be easy for you unless you come to Big Daddy Warbucks Ned Rollins.
Who also, probably has a stranglehold with alcohol right now.
Ooh. Oh, this is perfect then.
Big
So
Daddy Warbucks. Why do I have 3 dice of cash? Man, I'm so rich. This character is so rich. Just has money everywhere.
mhm.
Are you just like insulating the barn with money at this point?
Well, Ned is basically just uh the Parks and Rec dude, Ron Swanson. So he probably just like it's all in like gold and like durable metals, or like and like the railroad bonds are just like in a wooden box, and he just like buries it.
I feel like
You said
like
it was
the
underneath
basement
your,
under Uncle Grippish's house has
Buried
just
all
like
over different places. There's like gold buried in the backyard, and like a box full of railroad deeds under some tree in the wood. Like, someday, like some like contractor is gonna dig up like and like find out that they just like found like the equivalent of 100 shares of some like it's like, oh, these shares are worth 2 million now.
Mhm.
um
Amazing.
but yeah,
I
so
gotta
yeah,
see you so I can get alcohol to treat my patients with.
well, it's starting to snow. I think it's like midday now. There's like a foot of snow. The snow shows no sign of stopping, of course, which is like one thing that's normal for
Oh my
winter.
god. I have an idea so that we can also do this sequentially because this is not Blades. We don't have flashbacks. I can't just flashback to already talking to Ned.
Sure, you can.
You said we couldn't before.
What?
Yeah,
You can do whatever you want.
You specifically said this isn't Blades. You can't do flashbacks.
I mean, in that context, but as it's scene
Yeah.
framing mode, we can.
very specifically. That was funny.
Yeah. So, considering that you've said that before, even if you want to go back on it now, I think this is a good idea because I think it's more fun. I think now that Matilda, gosh, I have so many love interests. Now that Anahita is here with her paper cut, I'm going to say, I'm going to hop back into the room, maybe knocking over something, and then I pick it up, put it back, and I say, I'm actually out of alcohol. Would you mind going with me on a date?
She kind of like is holding her hand and like in pain. She's like, it's really distracting, Donna. I don't think I'm really good company right now.
Well, what I really mean is I need to go on an errand to fetch some alcohol to clean your wound with. And then Donna's got like a doctor bag. We're going to go on a trip at least.
Oh, all right. I guess I'm not going to bleed out from walking to the farm. So Anahita will go with you, but she's not really much conversation.
That's fine. I don't expect it to be. I expect we're like going there together. We're just like dealing with some pain together, which is a different kind of like cohabitation company. So yeah, we're going to the brewery.
All right, you get there. You can see Ned. I guess he's got like architecture skills, architecture skills, like maybe a compass and
Mhm.
some sticks with torches on them. Actually, I think is what they used to use,
I, that,
and a giant stick with a giant magnifying lens on it.
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you imagine architecture looks?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's why I said sure.
Okay. Sure.
Amazing.
He's like drawing lines in the snow.
That way you don't have to waste ink. Um. So where do we meet? Do I meet Ned and just like see him doing architecture, and I know that Ned's the person that I have to talk to, so I go see Ned.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you can see Ned from far away.
Sure thing.
Unless Ned's got some kind of instinct about not being snuck up on by people that want him to do favors.
No.
Nope. Okay, I'm going up to Ned and saying, Ned, I've been meaning to talk to you about this ever since we met your family members. I want to try some of your alcohol, and I might actually need some of it uh, because I'm a doctor.
You definitely need some of it. At this point, like she's, and he was just holding on to her hand, like kind of squeezing the cut.
Yeah.
Because it makes it feel better.
Don't really have very much left. The last batch didn't really go great.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell you what, make you a trade.
That's all I'm asking for.
I'll give you some of what I got left for now. Then you help me with your cooking for the next batch. And then I'll give you some of the next batch.
I think that sounds more than reasonable. I'm just like, I'm kind of like very gently with like one hand like lifting Anahita's hand and just like giving it like a thing to rest her hand on so that like I can control like how far she's elevating over her heart.
So just like setting her up, I
Yeah.
guess on the porch of Ashton's house while you have Ned run and get some alcohol. Is that the plan?
That could be how it goes.
I don't know. Just tell me how it looks.
I think that sounds fine because getting Anahita to sit down, especially after we came all this way, is certainly like that makes total sense. Yeah. So what does Ned come back with?
I mean, he only has like the one, like he just has the original batch of ice whiskey because everything else, the second batch he tried to make failed. So he just comes back with a bottle and hands it to you.
Perfect.
Without a word.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ned. And whiskey bottle opens, taking like cloth out of the bag, tip over, and like
I wish this
there's
was
some
fate.
Yep. There's some wound cleaning that happens on Ashland's porch.
All right. You made doctor's time then. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
here. It could be a apothecary or herbalism, I
Mhm.
think. Probably herbalism, right? Because apothecary is magical stuff. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. There might be a little bit of bloodletting at the beginning because I have to like let the wound bleed out.
Yeah, do you want to use bloodletting?
Yeah.
Are you forking all these things together?
Yeah. I think maybe I'm doing bloodletting to like get the griminess of the wound out. Then I'm doing apothecary. Yeah, I think apothecary is all we're doing.
All right. So I think if you fail this roll, it's because this is magical whiskey, and your skepticism will diminish the potency of the whiskey.
Sure thing.
All right. So we're looking at a what's your base skill? Bloodletting.
Yep. And I'm forking an
Alright.
apothecary. And what's my obstacle? 2, you said? I think.
No, I didn't say it.
Okay.
I think this is dangerous.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, you're basically just cleaning a wound, which is an act performed routinely at a job. All right, yeah, obs 2.
Okay, perfect. I think that makes total sense.
All right, you got it.
There we go.
So yeah, you clean her wound, and she's
How
feeling
does the
better
ice whiskey
now.
feel? I mean, obviously,
I've
Donna can't
described
feel
it
it, but
before. It like
yeah.
I think it like instead of burning, it was like icy going down, but then it like warms you when it hits your stomach, like in a similar way to whiskey, but with like a larger, like a greater effect. That's what I think you're talking about.
Yeah, but she's not drinking it, right? She's letting it pour on her.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she just like feels like her hand is like pleasantly warm, like her probably her.
Yeah.
her
I imagine like
normal
it
hand.
would like freeze when like at first it would be like having like freezing water poured on it, but it would be like it hits your hand and it's like freezing and then like warms immediately type deal.
Ice pack. Yeah.
So she probably describes it like her good hand is like a little bit frostbitten because it's cold, and the hand you pour the whiskey on has like frost on it, but she describes it as feeling like warm like a summer's day.
Perfect. How much of that whiskey do I have left? I have to imagine I have, if it's a whole bottle.
I mean, it doesn't take that much whiskey. Didn't that give you a whole bottle?
Yep.
She said she needed it for something, so
yeah.
Yeah, well, it looks like she's
this one cut.
Okay. So you're letting her keep the whole bottle? All right. I mean, you rolled pretty well. I'd say you can get 10 uses out of this bottle.
Okay, cool. I'll keep
Is that 10 further uses or 10 total, so 9 more?
Say 10 further uses.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Amazing.
All right. So that.
I think it's a little bit early, but I think that's a good time to take a break, just at the here at the end of the scene.
Didn't we have a research roll? Wasn't that all aiming towards a research roll test? Should we just do that?
Oh, you're right. For some reason I thought that was already made, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. Well, I was feeling like they were deciding not to do it. Or do you now convince Ned to help lend you money? Because he has a lot more money than he has alcohol.
Yeah, for sure. Well, do I need to make a resources roll now that I have a bottle of alcohol and I have?
We're gonna treat that like, you know how like every time you use a traveling kit, if you roll a die of fate and it runs out.
Gotcha.
But if you want like real tools, like if you want to be able to treat things more permanently,
Okay, I don't need tools right here and now then, so I can probably
Alright.
wait on that.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about the resources still.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So break
So yeah,
time.
let's take our break.
Great. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot us on over to the break screen.